Hello and welcome to the Football Manager series, Doncaster Rovers, this is the rise to glory. Now, what the whole aim of this series is we're going to try and get some glory days into the Doncaster Rovers history going forward from this point onwards. The reason I've chosen Doncaster Rovers is because I'm a Doncaster lad myself, so I can relate to the area. What we're really trying to sort of aim to get from this is we want success, and what is success to Doncaster Rovers? Is the a level to it? I suppose trophies, championships is probably a good start for success. I think getting the League One title, Championship title, getting into Premier League, anything above that is just extremely successful. Well in advance of our actual expectations. But ideally, we would like to get Premier League glory, get ourselves into Europe, come across some of the big boys, like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, Dortmund, these sort of teams. Watching Doncaster Rovers line up against them, that'd be something to watch, wouldn't it? So, how are we going to go about it? Well, we'll talk about it in this episode. This episode we'll do all the build-up, we'll do the pre-season, and then we'll get one game. We'll get the start of the season rolling. We should get one game there. First and foremost, let's talk about tactic. So the formation that we're going to use is pretty much a 4-3-3. This is sort of like the foundation. I've not looked at the players yet, but once I look at the players and see who's suitable, we're going to see what a quick evaluation of the squad, see what I reckon to it, see what players fit in where, see where I may need to strengthen in sort of like transfers. So this is the lineup I'd go with if I had to play right from the off and I didn't have any sort of injury concerns. One thing is there is a big injury, and that's to Baudry. McCulloch's also got an injury, and I think it's like 11 to 12 months, 9 to 11 months. So he's a good player, and he will fit into the system at some point. Probably a ball-playing defender, because he's fairly decent, passing of 13. He's only 23 as well, so it's definitely a long-term option there. Unfortunately, he's injured, and so is Baudry. Baudry's out for 3 to 4 months, so we definitely need someone for that sort of role until he comes into play. So we'll be looking to strengthen there. I think based on what I've got here, I think we're looking probably about 6 positions I'd ideally like to upgrade on. Lowell, I'm happy with, to be honest. As a goalkeeper, I don't think you're going to get much better than that. I think my sort of experience with this sort of game is your goalkeepers are usually average, just about good or superb, and unless you get a superb one, then I'm probably not looking to sort of upgrade there. Baudry is what I want to play as the ball-playing defender, although he's injured at the minute, so it's more for the future. He looks like a good all-rounder, to be honest. He's got very good defensive attributes when you look at him, but then he's got a few more technical aspects about him. Like his passing's 13. The only thing I think lets him down on the ball-playing defender is his vision of 9. He's got first touch of 13, so I think that's quite a decent sort of level, to be honest, for this league. So he should be able to put himself in good position through using his first touch. Now, I've got Alcock and Andrews at the wing-back positions. Now, although they look fairly decent all-rounders, in terms of wing-back, they're not necessarily right where we need to be. I'd like to see a higher attribute on crossing for definite, acceleration and pace as well, but I think with our club stature and probably our finances, we're probably not going to afford anyone superb. So I'm going to leave him there for now. Before I'm going to have a look at the transfers and see what I can potentially bring in, and we'll see where we can adapt. Also, Danny Andrews is a wing back, but he's defensive. He's not very good attacking, based on his. When you look at him, well, basically he's about half a green. It means he's competent. There you go. It means he's competent. Then you go to accomplice and natural. So he's got a bit of a way to go before he's comfortable playing attack-minded football as a wing-back. So I would like another option there as well. So that's an area I'd like to strengthen based on someone a bit more attacking. Congolo is a good ball-win midfielder. Stats-wise, a lot of these seem quite well-rounded, these players. I'll keep mentioning it over and over again. Physically, he's great. Mentally, he's there or thereabouts. Technically, it may be lacking a little bit, but he's there to win the ball more than anything into. Then he'll short passes, I suppose, to either the playmaker or the box-to-box midfielder. So it may be an area I'll look to strengthen if there's a better option out there, but if not, I'm quite happy with him. Ben Camise, I like him as a deep line playmaker. Stats wise, he's okay for a 21-year-old. It's not brilliant. It's got a long way to go, I guess. It's more competent as a central midfielder, I suppose. But I'm not really utilising that. I may use him as sort of like backup to the box-to-box midfielder, and a central midfielder, sort of like an automatic role, probably very similar. So I might use him back up to there, look to develop it a little bit. I've got Rowe as my box-to-box midfielder, and this is an area I definitely need to improve. It's not bad stats-wise, but it's not natural in sort of like the positions. If you look at his roles and duties, it's not natural in any of them really. So it's definitely somewhere I want to look. I see him as sort of like a cover player, someone just there to cover if we need. But he's a good all-rounder, I suppose, in terms of he can play a bit of everything, but there's nothing accomplished or natural. He's more of just a competent sort of performer. So I'd like to so far it's like the wing backs and two central midfielders I like to improve, and we need to bring in a ball playing defender. I'd also need to bring in a trequartista as well. I think that's going to be very difficult at this sort of level. I do like Beeston. He's a young lad. I think I can develop him quite well into that sort of role with a bit of training. He's only young, so he has got the potential to train into that sort of position. It's a trequartista. I don't think it's all that bad, to be honest. His passing is 11, so that can improve. His fishing and flair are 13, so I think that's very good for this sort of level. So flair means he's sort of like, he's a bit unpredictable and he can be quite creative. Vision obviously means he can see passes that normal people probably wouldn't see. So he goes quite well, passing, flair and vision together. So I'm quite happy with that. So I don't have anyone else really for the trequartista role. So I've just put Williams there for the time being, but that's one I definitely need to improve. Mandeville, very happy with. I think he's a brilliant player on this. 20 years old, definitely going to improve. Stats wise, he looks like he can be a key player for our team. I don't think I need to say much more about him when you look at that. Finishing 15, passing 13, off the ball 12. I think it's going to be composure 13 as well. I think it's going to be very, very good for us. I think he's got a lot of goals. Marquise as well. I think he's very well rounded. I would like to see him a bit more. I'd like to see him as a complete forward, because I think when you look at his stats, he probably trained up quite well into that. But he's 25, so he's probably not a lot of room to do that, or even an advanced forward. But he's got a long way to go. Target man, I don't really tend to fit him into my systems, so I am going to play him as a defensive forward. I'm going to play him on support. Difference between defence and support in that role. So with the support duty, he'll be looking to sort of like bully, chase down, sort of like defenders. If we're defend, he'd be looking to go into like defensive midfielders. So I suppose it depends also sort of like team and the formation you play. So that's the team I've got at the minute. So there's a few areas to develop. In terms of developing, I think it's definitely worth looking at what finance we have available. Now the overall bank balance is nearly £750,000. Wage budget 56, which we're committed pretty much all of that, aren't we? We've got about £155 to spare. A transfer budget £50,000, which means we're pretty much going to be dealing with free transfers and loan signings, because we ain't going to get anyone for £50,000. Who are we kidding? So I think the other thing we need to look at is look at wages as well. There's going to be some high earners in here that we're going to look to offload. So if we look at the squad and we look at the contracts, and look at the wages, wow. Andy Williams, 4,500. And Coppinger's good, but he really don't fit into my role. A deep line playmaker possibly there, but what put me off of him definitely now is that he's earning £4,000 a week. I really could get rid of that. £8,500 there to go on new signings. If we get rid of them too. Kiwamiya, 3,500. Christ, this lad's done well, hasn't he? 21-year-old and 3,500. I think boy from a big team. He's probably running off his pedigree being a Chelsea player to get that sort of wage, I imagine. Alcock's not too bad. I think he's quite influential in the dressing room as well, which I'll touch upon in a minute. I think after that I'm quite okay with, so I'm gonna offer them away. Everyone else I'm quite happy with. I'll keep them. Turf, I'm gonna get rid of him. Oh, I think I've terminated them. Yeah, I've terminated them already. So I think I've got rid of all the loan signings, majority of them anyway. So that'll free up a bit of transfer as well. In terms of what our season expectations are, if we look at competitions, there's not really much. I think that comes out later then. If we actually look at the league, it'll tell us where we're expected to finish under the season preview. So 22nd. So yeah, no one has faith in us here. It's definitely going to be a difficult one because we must be on like the lower standard of quality in the league. So in terms of the players we've got, the setup at the club, and we don't have any real transfer kitty to be able to sort of like bring in, new players, new faces, someone that can really add something to the team. So this could be a tricky one, to be honest. So yeah, that might be a little bit tricky, but we'll see. We'll take it as it comes. We'll see how far we can get with him. So I think we've covered most of the things for now. I think that we need to really cover. So I think what I'll go away and now do is I'll sort of look at what transfers I can bring in. I'll put in some offers, some loans, and I'll come back. I'll give you an update. I'll make some friendlies. I'm going to sort the training out as well. Because I want to work on team cohesion. Dynamics is what I mentioned, isn't it? Yeah, the hierarchy. So this tells us the team leaders, Coppinger and Butler, highly influential players. So basically, you want to keep these people happy. If I upset Andy Butler, a majority of the team could fall out with me, not like me. Now, if you click on myself, you can see. Well, that's good because I've got the support of the team leaders. Even though I've just put Coppinger up for sale, that's a bit. He may not be supporting me very shortly. So Coppinger is the captain and Butler is the vice captain. So at least we've got a bit of support there. There's no one that posts us, so that's good. So I'm happy with that. Team cohesion. Now this affects on sort of like how your team can play. So we really want to be getting that up into the greens. So apparently your collective mental state, they sort of play better together. They'll find more space, more greater vision. I suppose it's sort of like one of them. Like how people mention a team that gels together better. So it's when they know each other a bit better, they gel together. They're more used to where someone's going to run, so passes become a bit more instinctive, a bit more natural, and they find people in better positions. So we need to increase that, and I'm going to sort of look at putting the training focus onto that. So, like I said, I'll go away. I'll make the transfers. I'll set up some friendlies. I'll get through the friendlies, and I'll come back ready for start of the season. Who do we have? I think we might have Gillingham. Yeah, Gillingham on 5th of August. So we'll come back for that one. And that'll probably be the end of the first episode. So I don't think we'll be able to cover much more. So bear with me. I'll see you in a second. Right, guys. We've got some great news to go over here. Some great transfers that are coming. Some really shocking ones, to be honest. Some I probably would never, ever have thought to got. I had a quick look, looking at different roles, different attributes, sort of like that suit my system. And then some names came up. Some that you're probably very familiar with. Knocking on a bit, but very good players indeed. So, let's go over transfers now. So, transfers. As you can see, only James Coppinger has gone. He's gone on a free. But we've had enough to have a little bit of leeway to, offer some decent wages around and get in some really good players. I mean, the first one we got is Diego Forlan. Yes, the former Manchester United Atletico Madrid player. What a capture, by the way. He's 38 years old. But his natural fitness is 17, so I expect that he'll sort of like he'll be able to maintain decent stats, which I suppose it does make sense because he's 38 now and he's still got decent stats. When you look at him, particularly how it fits into the system, we needed a trequartista and we've got one. I don't think we'll get a better one for this level at all. So it'd be interesting to see how he pans out for the season. Will he start deteriorating? I mean, he is... Well, I mean, it's going to be 38 for the majority of the season, isn't it? It was end of season, he'll turn 39. I don't think we'll probably get much more out of him than that. In terms of contract, it's only £3,000 a week, which is quite surprising, really, when you're considering some of the astronomical wages that have probably been earned at some point in his career. Appearance bonus £650, goal bonus £500, and use substitute fee £160. So there wasn't really much competition for him. That were another thing. So we just had to pretty much we were four runners. No one else competing, straightforward. The next fella I brought in, this is Marcus McGuane, and I brought him in to play the ball in midfield on defend. I let go of Congolo and brought this lad in because I just preferred him. I think Congolo were decent attribute-wise, but then when you look at I think he's just pushing on. I think Congolo probably 11s to 12s, and this guy's like 13s to 14s, so he's slightly incrementally better, but I think at this level it probably will show. Next is Jeff King. This is going to be the box-to-box midfielder. Absolutely brilliant, to be honest. When you look at his stats, he's going to be a standout player in our team, I believe. He's only 21 years old. It's on loan. We are paying, I think, something like 50% of his wages, but it's only £375, so it's it's not going to break the bank at all. Mitchell Beanie. Now, this is one I wasn't sure about, to be honest. I don't tend to go for goalkeepers, but when I looked at his attributes, I just thought he looked absolutely phenomenal. For a 21-year-old, a lot better than anything we could probably hope to attract in this league. Probably even in Championship when we get into there. So he's come on loan from Chelsea. We're not paying anything in terms of wages. So really good bit of business, to be honest. Very happy with him. It's going to be interesting to see, because if you're not aware, we can only play 5 loanies in the matchday squad. So anything above that, we can register him in the team, but we at the start of the season for the competitions. But we can only play 5 in the match squad, so that's including your bench as well. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like to get loanee signings as goalkeepers, because I think it's probably more influential players. But I just thought it's worth the punt. It's good. I'll try and rotate some at loanees. Valerie is our right back, so he's going to be playing as a full back, but he can attack, and that's really what I wanted. His crossing needs work, and I probably need to do a little bit of training there on that one. His physicals are fantastic, and that's what I look for in terms of a fullback. I love to see good physicals at this level, because he's got 15 acceleration, 15 pace. His stamina's 11, so it's not the worst, really, is it? His technicals could be a little bit better. His tackling's good, so he can defend, which is usually not really the case when it comes to like fullbacks and wingbacks. It's just a bit of a letdown in his crossing, but we're not going to be attracting the likes of what is it? What was the right back? Sergio Roberto, let's say that, Carvajal. We're not going to be attracting any of them, are we? So let's not kid ourselves. Nikisha's a decent prospect. He's from Arsenal, another loanee. Most of these loanees are coming from the big clubs, don't have to pay any wages, so it's just absolutely fantastic. This guy's got 16 acceleration, 15 pace, he's a natural poacher. So finishing 13, off the ball 14, composure 12. He should score a few goals. He's probably one of these who may rotate in and out. I did stipulate that he's going to be back up for the first team on the loan agreement, so there shouldn't be any arguments there with Arsene Wenger. So I'm quite happy with that. Pickford, this lad we brought in on free transfer, he's 20 years old, and I think he's very good for what it is. And advance forward, I'm going to be rotating in with Mandeville. So I think we've got 2 good options there. Because you do need these options, because injuries is going to be a concern. This game really does like to shaft you with injuries. We're usually good players, and they're usually out for about 4 to 5, 6 weeks, and they happen really so frequently. Pleguezuelo's the ball-playing defender that I wanted. I think he's really good, to be honest. 20-year-old. Another one from Arsenal, so we're taking a few from Arsenal here, aren't we? Nikisha, Maguire, and Pleguezuelo. Attributes-wise, like I said, very good. Passing 11. His vision is a little bit let down, so it's very similar to Baudry. But his passing's a little bit worse. He just seems like a lot better all round. His mentals and his physicals are really good, and his technicals a little bit inconsistent, aren't they? But then the ones that he's sort of lower on, he's probably not ever going to need. Is he like your crossing, your dribbling, your finishing, free kick taking, long shots, long throws, penalty taking. So all in all, it's a good option there, and we'll see when the season goes on how Baudry fits back into it. We'll deal with that one when it comes to it. Now, it's another player, so this is a former Arsenal player himself. I think he's been around quite a bit, to be honest. Roma, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Sevilla. 35 years old, so he's knocking on a bit, but he's an advanced playmaker, and I'm going to play him in that role there. Rather than the attacking midfield, and playing him in a central midfield role as an advanced playmaker. If you look at him, very good stats, particularly for this level, I had to take the opportunity to get him. Rotherham and I think Oxford were sniffing around him as well at the same time, so he wanted about £3,000 a week, but I gave him £5,000 a week because I just wanted to nab him, because I was having a look and there weren't really any sort of other options that, in terms of good quality players could bring into that position. So for that reason alone, I did offer him the money. I just chucked it at him and gladly accepted, thankfully. Kieran Wallace is my left back, so he is a wing back. He's more defensive minded, but he's not too bad. As it's competent, going on accomplished as an attacking wing back. I like his attributes. His physicals are quite average to good. His mentals, I say average, but his technicals are quite good for what's needed. And he's got a crossing of 13, so that's a bonus, And the last one, Herbie Kane. I brought him in, and he's purely just backup. Purely backup for who's the fella, Jeff King, because Jeff King got a little bit of an injury, so I just thought at that point I've got Rowe, and then it's a kind of influential role, I suppose, for the tactic I'm using, the box-to-box midfielder. So I need that support going back and forth. Where I could change it to like central midfielder probably, automatic, but I think Ben Camise is probably not ready for that right yet. So I brought him in, loan stipulation, back up as you can see, so there shouldn't be any arguments. I can just sit him there and use him when I need. And he can play as a defensive midfielder if I need to drop back as well, so that's good. So all in all, that's it. So I've had a few games as well and won them all quite handsomely, to be honest. We've only played 4 friendlies. Dinnington we won 8-0, Maltby Main won 9-0, Rossington Main 17-1, Armthorpe 7-1. So against Dinnington, Forlan got 4, Nikish got 1, May got 2, Mandeville got 1. Against Maltby Main, we had Yates with an own goal, Pickford got 3, one of them were beauty, and I'll show you that one in a minute. Plegswale got 1, Mandeville 1, Nikisha 2, and Neil Mason got 1. Against Rossington Main, this is where we absolutely demolished them. Forlan got 2, Marquise got 4, Mandeville got 3, Wright 1, Beesting 1, May 2, Nikisha 3, Camise 1, and they got an early goal at 9th minute. I'll go back and show you that goal in a minute anyway. Armthorpe, Marquis got 2, Forlan 1, Baptiste 1, Wright 1, Williams 1, Nikisha 1. So I'm very happy with that, to be honest. Really good performance all around there. Let me just show you this goal. So it was Pickford. Oh, hang on. When did he score? I think it was the 23rd minute. So let me just quickly adjust this so we don't fly by, because I've just been rushing through these friendlies. I just want to sort of get team cohesion up, to be honest, so I quickly just rush through them. Went against some sort of small, close teams, just to get sort of like fitness up, team cohesion build up. And we'll see how that's affected, because I've not actually checked it. Been training every week on it, so it should have increased considerably, to be honest. Where are we? 23rd minute. Oh, this is the one, yeah. So here we are. Like sort of edge of box here. Pickford volley into the far corner. Beautiful finish into it. He did really, really well there. So quite happy with Mr. signing. Like I said, dynamics. It's not really increased asset match cohesion. So maybe we need a bit more practice with that. A bit more game time. Today we're playing Gillingham though. It's the first game of the season. Hopefully we'll get a good win against these. So the formation we go with, I'll touch upon that in a second. So I think I've made the team. Yep, I have. So we're going with Beanie at net, Butler and Plegaswalo at the back. Wallace and Valerie are either fullbacks or wing backs. Both fullbacks, aren't they? Begwain's the ball in midfielder. I'm going with Rowe, because Rowe and Herbie, although I could sworn Herbie Kane was a natural in the box-to-box midfielder when I signed him, so I don't know what's happened there. So it's pretty much similar with Rowe, so I'll put Rowe in now because he's a lot more experienced and his stats are good, so I'll go with that one. Go with Mandeville, Forlan and Marquise up front. On the bench we have Joe Wright, for central defensive option, right foot left back, Alcott for right back, Camise for central midfield, and 3 striking options, Pickard, May and Nikisha. It's a close call between Pickard and Mandeville, both doing really well at the minute. We'll just continue with that. Both doing really well at the minute, so it's been friendlies though. I don't think there's particularly been a lot of questions answered. We've not really been tested that much in terms of the teams we've been playing. Defensively we may be frail, I don't know, but we've not been conceding many, but then against them teams we probably wouldn't, So attack minded was scoring lots of goals, so I have to see how that runs into this game, So we're kicking off against Gillingham. Well, they kick off. I am conscious that we may be sort of like open to attacks down the wings if our fullbacks are pushing on and we can't get McGuay in defensive positions very quickly. As a ball in midfielder should be going side to side and covering the space that they're leaving. Marquise, it's a great save. Onside as well. Died with a hand, didn't he? And palmed it away. Luckily for them that no one picked it up though. So they're attacking here. They're playing ball around. We don't seem to be getting a foot in. Oh, nearly there. Goalkeeper pushed it away. It's a bit back and forth, this. Oh, no. Come on, Beanie, you need to be saving that, mate. That's a bit of a letdown, isn't it? All them goals scored at friendlies, and we conceded at 9th minute to Gillingham. So nothing's really happening now. It's not a lot of stats. 1 shot to 2. Didn't quite catch possession. We don't have conceded now. Get tackling. Well done. Wallace clears it away. Mandeville's on it. He's got 2. He's got a good ball through to Forlan. Gathers the ball. He's had a shot and he's just put it wide. You expect a little bit better from Forlan, don't you, really? You expect a player of that quality and experience is at least putting it on target. I'm not sure if it's left-footed or right-footed, like. I couldn't get a chance to see there. So Butler's playing it to Baptiste. We find McGuane, who plays it back to Plegaswelo. He's got Valerie out right. He's got Mandeville up. He's looked for him, but Mandeville seemed to take a step back before the run was seen. Someone put the tackle in. Baptiste. Marquis. He's got Forlan there. It's a good ball. Mandeville. Oh, good save. So we're piling on a bit of pressure in the early stages. I think we're lucky to be 1-0 down at the minute because they're not seem to be doing much, have they? We seem to be having a little bit more dangerous play in terms of the highlights. They have had 4 shots to, half 4 now, but we have got possession. I don't tend to expect us to have a lot of possession with this formation, to be honest, because we're attacking quite quick. So I more so expect them to have it. I just expect us to do a lot more with the ball. It's a bit disappointing, though. 1-0 down, looking like we're going into the end of the first half here. Not a great deal of highlights. We had a few chances. Could be a little bit better. Come on, lads. Don't throw it away in your first game. Well, they all seem to be a bit psyched up after that. I might bring... You know what, I'm going to make a few changes. So I'm going to bring Pickard on for Mandeville. Marquise for Nikisha. I'm going to change Nikisha to a poacher. And we'll run with that for the time being. So hopefully... They should be on the line of defence so Forlan can drop back and create a little bit more space for himself. So Butler plays the ball long over top, but the highlights cut short there, which is a bit disappointing, isn't it? So they've got the ball here. What can they make of it? They're good pass. It's another good pass. I thought maybe our keeper was going to let that one in then. We've got corner. Forlan whips it in. Back post. Oh, that's a nice strike. That's Julio Baptiste. He scores on his professional competitive debut. There we go. That's 1-1. Want to see some more now. So we are, like I said, I think we've been the more dangerous team up to this point in terms of when you've been looking at the highlights. Oh, here you go. We've got an injury to Tommy Rowe. I think it's going to have to be Camise, and I think we're going to have to change him to a central midfielder on support. Seems happy with that. But that's a bit of a shame. That's what I mean, though, with injuries. You do tend to get a lot of injuries on this game. I don't know if it's a lot of other people seem to sort of have a similar sort of issue when we play the game. But for me, always, that can be a bit of a danger, to be honest. I mean, we've got a lot of low-knee signings in, but I don't think the strength and depth is, in the squad is out spectacular. So I think we might struggle. Well, we've made our 3 subs. There's not a lot more change we can make. I don't want to change too much to the formation. Thanks, he's telling me Tommy Rowe's injured already. Knew that, like. Come on, lads, push on, push forward. Let's get a goal. I mean, 1-1 won't be the worst, would it? Not for the first game of the season, particularly when we know we've got a long way to go in terms of building the team cohesion. I would have liked a victory, though. Can we get some now? We've got 30 seconds. Could potentially get something here. Now it's cleared it. Oh, no, don't let them get something. Oh, that's a good ball. Nikisha. Out to back. Oh, no, it's offside. Offside. That's definitely going to be it, isn't it? Not going to get anything now. It's going to kick it and it's going to be full time. So there we go. 1-1. A little bit disappointing. 16 shots to 11. 7 on target. I would have liked to thought we could have scored some more. Might tell them I'm disappointed with them. They all look fired up, so... It's too right, to be fair, they've let us down. So 16 shots, 7 on target, we're not scored. More than 1. So Tommy Rowe, 3 to 6 weeks. There you go. I told you would be. The usual 4 to 6 weeks injuries. Just how it is. So let's have a look at the schedule then. I've not really thought about who to come back to. We've got Derby and Cup. I'm not going to concentrate on Cup because I don't want to risk injuring anyone. So I'm just going to play a reserve team out against that. We'll come back to watch Blackburn, because that should be a good game, because they're favourites for the league, I think, aren't they? So we get Blackburn, maybe Peterborough, I think. get a few games into it and see how we're progressing. So, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe because there'll be a lot more content like this coming out. Smash the like button and hopefully see you in the next episode.